if I base myself as a man, let's say, too much on my wife's leadership, she says she wants to lead. She says she wants to pay all the bills, which we could talk about why we got there, but let's just start with there. She says she wants to lead. She does. She seems to really be leading in the relationship. What is it like for a woman if I just abdicate my responsibility and I kind of allow her to lead in everything within the relationship? What's that like for a woman? How's that go?
Well, I feel like there's two ways she can respond to that. And one, she sources a lot of identity and power in that, because a woman can be in her more masculine mode, and that does bring some energy. And on the flip side of that energy is exhaustion, draining. You know, I see a lot of women with a lot of like chronic exhaustion, pain patterns when they've been sourcing a lot of that energy. And then I also think it can move into that like very critical mode. If she's going to lead in everything, there's a little bit of a there, and she kind of wants to direct you, the man, and how it should be done, to make her feel like she's doing a good job. And then that's kind of unwinds from there. And then the other way I've seen that is if a man is leading, and then the woman in his life can kind of be like, well, let's do it this way. And I've even seen this like in sexual interactions. If like a gentleman's like, okay, we're gonna go out to dinner, and the woman's like, oh, but don't you really want to stay home and have sex? And he's like, okay. And like that's what happens. Then she does a little bit of that felt good, I felt powerful, but that also doesn't feel good. I was able to kind of move him off his path, and then the polarity kind of gets messed up.
And would it be fair to say that he fully let go of the reins and didn't maybe take the reins back as far as leading at that point?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That makes sense. Rob Piotrowski, are you open to unmute yourself and come on? I wanted to ask you, Cynthia mentioned that chronic leadership and the anxiety and the stress of that for her, and how that grates against her femininity can sometimes cause more chronic illness, that type of a thing.
Yeah.
Rob on Tuesday guested within our small group, our relaunched small coaching group, and he talked about the difference between caretaking and caring for a woman. Give us a little bit of your story about a woman being in chronic pain potentially, right? And then in the past, maybe allowing her to continue to lead. Like, we didn't know any better. Rob and I met over 3 years ago in the local men's group here, if you guys don't know. So tell us a little bit about that and give us your take on caring for versus caretaking, please.
Yeah, caretaking, I know Tim and me had something in common the other day, and it kind of sprung something in me. But my ex-wife was depressive. She was in and out of hospitals with depression. Through our issues leading up to divorce, she tried committing suicide, all that, and I kept trying to fix her. I kept looking for that perfect thing that's gonna fix her. I'm gonna be the hero. I'm gonna fix her in my vision of her, and all that. And in return, she would love me forever. And what she really needed from me was for me to understand her, to empathize with her, and not try to fix her. And that would have gave her the security she needed, just so that me understanding what she was going through would have gave her that security. My trying to fix her didn't give her security.
Yeah. And that seems so counterintuitive to me. I don't know, to most men, if I'm trying to fix it, you would think that they'd see that as helping and trying to move, you're safe with me because I'm trying to fix it. But to your point, Rob, and I'll ask Cynthia about this in a second, to your point, that actually isn't. They feel insecure because we're trying to change them, and they feel more secure just us being there with them and caring of them, not trying to fix them. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah. You want to care for them by showing empathy and understanding them, understanding what they're going through. And, ultimately it's up to them to fix themselves. I mean, nobody can fix me. It's up to myself to fix me, but if other people can understand what I'm going through in life, it gives me security. It helps me feel secure to fix myself by others understanding.
Yeah, wow. Helps me able to fix myself with their understanding. So great, Rob. I love it. So if you give us some feedback, does that ring true for a woman, that's in a spot with, let's say, chronic pain or an illness or something like this, to where the man is more understanding and there for her, and not trying to fix it for her? Is that fair to say? Or can you add on to what Rob said, please?
Yeah, what hit me as Rob was talking is when someone looks at us through the eyes that they're seeing us as 100% capable, that's incredibly empowering. And there's a big difference if, you're the one in pain and your partner says, oh, you're capable, you'll fix it, you're fine. That's a kind of like I'm all alone in this type of experience for a woman. But to have someone, a partner who empathizes and truly understands how, I think I use the phrases like raw and ragged it can be, but like holds us in high regard, sees us like as capable, sees us as like in the energy of like, you're going to be okay. That's incredibly empowering. And then I also think it breaks those cycles that we can sometimes get into partnership where, I'm carrying hurt from my past, you're carrying hurt from your past, and like, will you make it better for me? And then there's just an unending bag of, will you make it better for me?
Please
Which
fix it for me.
it never goes away, versus when we know our own capability. And you as a man are so powerful when you're standing in your presence and looking with your full presence at a woman and seeing her and holding her in high regard and capability. That, I have to tell you, that's the most healing, powerful, sustaining energy I have ever experienced, and it has always made profound difference in my life.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't learn that anywhere else in my life, that my presence, my masculine grounding can be a healing situation. It can be a healing experience for her, for the feminine, just within that grounded, centered presence.
Yeah.
Wow. So cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.